The desire to create something is enough. That's today's thesis. Um, I'm the type to want to do everything that's new, that's popping, and that is seems pretty lucrative, you know what I'm saying? And I want to take out the aspect of looking for things that are lucrative and instead focus on the creativity aspect. I've been reading the book from Dr. Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural, and he kind of broke the passage of how you focus your energy and where you focus your energy down into a step-by-step process. And I don't want to go too deep into it, but the first step was like realizing that you're completely safe in your environment and in your world. You know, like you just take a lot of people live in survival mode where they're always thinking about basic human needs, food, housing, and just making sure your family's safe. And that for some reason, I guess people believe that our society causes us to stay in that realm forever. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even important. Then he goes like, okay, so when you realize you're safe, the next best thing to do is to create, And I guess I've always been drawn to creativity and just like being in awe of people who make things and just are so cool and so authentic. But I've also been critical of people who make things that are representative of an era that already passed. Like you could tell they're copying, pasting. Some people call it homage, you know what I'm saying? But when you realize anything past survival is really creativity, then you realize that, well, even the worst creations are just an expression of a real human being. And you got to take your hat off to someone who had the bravery to come out of survival mode and then the bravery to authentically create what they thought was cool. The reason I put it like that first is because initially I tend to become swamped or fearful, and that manifests in procrastination. I sat here just now since like 11:30. I almost even told myself that I wasn't gonna make anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what to make, or what is the point of me making anything? Why should I get on camera? Like, what do I have to say to people? What value am I going to provide to people? And it's just like, no, bro. The desire to create is enough. Like, what am I creating right now? You think you want to think ahead of whoever's going to be watching this and think about the value that you're going to provide to that person. But like, values in the eye of the beholder. I don't know what you're going to take out of this, and I don't know what you need for real. I can, do statistics like a big company and try to pigeonhole you, but that takes the focus off of me expressing me. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you're going to need to express you. And just being able to create is the first step, and it's actually the second step, but that says a lot because people always move on to step 5 or 6, which is like, can I make money from this thing that I'm creating? It's like, what about the desire to create something? Just the desire to create something. I'm sure step 3 is like, maybe I want to create. It's possibly actually I don't know what step three is, but based on the guideline that Joe Dispenza set, like step three is not necessarily even what can I make. Oh, like I'm gonna make this specific thing for this specific person. I guess spoiler alert. Step three is more like, oh, people are finding value in this thing that I create. Hmm. What if I create some more of it? And you just keep going, you go, and you just run it up. I think step three is run it up based on what Joe Dispenza said. But you know, that fear of like, what am I gonna say when I get on camera? It's like, no, bro, like you want to create. Like get on camera. If that's what's on your mind right now, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like then you'll be like, okay, what do I create? Why do I even wanna why do I even want to make videos, talking head videos? Why do I even want to do YouTube? Shouldn't I do YouTube videos where should I do YouTube videos that are more artsy? Like shouldn't I do B-roll and this or that? And it's like, bro, bro, bro. One step at a time. Tonight when I go to bed, I'm gonna pray to God. I'm gonna be like, yo, God, look out, bro. Like, what's my direction in this thing? But I went to the bathroom and I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna post anything. I'm gonna just pray to God and be like, yo, if you could just give me a hint on what my direction is, I would be very thankful. But I was like, bro, like you here, the camera's here, like just just create, bro. And I just want the freedom to be bad at it. This is something I used to say a long time ago. Like the freedom to be pretty sucky at something is like a freedom you gotta grant yourself when you're starting when you're starting something out. I when I was rapping, thank God for my cousin popping out. Shouts out to AMP. Shouts out to Mr. Gang Trippy. Probably some sort of like inspiration for me going Mr. Contaste, but who knows? I don't know. Um, like I was sitting there writing a verse, and you know that's one way to do it for sure, but that way leads to a lot of burnout. You want to be able to flow. You want to be able to flow. So, um, basically, I'm sitting there writing a verse, and this is like the very beginning of rap for me. He's like, bro, I'm gonna put you onto a secret. What you need to do is go on the mic, put on a beat, say whatever comes to mind. Do not listen to it over. Put on the next beat, same thing. Put on the next beat, same thing. Um, the next morning, you go and you listen to them. Be like, ooh, see what you like. If anything catches you, if it doesn't matter. The next day, do the same thing. Maybe by day 3, all right, now you want to take note of where the chorus is going to be. You throwing a hook, freestyling, and you're doing things that you didn't know you could do. But this way, one, you get into the flow of doing things. 2, you're your most authentic. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about maybe I should rap it like how Nas does it or how Jay-Z does it, or you know what I'm saying? Even though down the line you might even practice that, sure. But ultimately you want your authenticity to be present. And the only way for that is to allow yourself to be kind of sucky at it. You know what I'm saying? And I like that because it's like you develop a muscle versus like you go to school and try to fit yourself in a mold. That defeats the point of creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like creativity is, if creativity is what you do when you realize you have a little extra luxury. What is luxury? Time is the luxury. When you realize you have a little extra time luxury on your hand, all right, I'm gonna create. Just take this color paint, you just splash the paint on the wall, then you put a circle at the bottom, water, and now and now that's what I created. Somebody sees your art, somebody sees what you created. Oh my gosh, that's changed my life. You're like, hold up. What did I say to you? But you can never control what it says to the other person. You can never control what it says to the other person. So you create, you express, you live your life. You know what I'm saying? Bring something into this world that wasn't there before, you know? And it's like, don't even worry what comes of the thing that you do, right? The value is not for me. The value is not for me. You know what I'm saying? The value was in the freedom to bring something out from my brain and put it out in the world. You know what I'm saying? The freedom to use this magic power to bring something from nothing into something. That's the value for me. And if it has extra value for you, that's extra points. Because, you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want to get paid off of their creativity? But don't even think about that. Don't even think about that. Don't even think about that. Just create. So I'm here to tell you to just create. You know, in the essence of just creating, I want to talk about, I'm fasting right now, so I just want to take note before I go to bed on the things that I felt today, fasting, and what I hope to gain. Also, what's the point of it? So I guess this summer I learned, like, I feel as if my philosophy says you want to stay light in your body. You don't want too many things going on. And this is going to sound super stupid. And I don't, that's at the risk of me being authentic. Maybe I am a little stupid. But so if your body is one complete unit, so if your body is working on digesting all day, then it's only but so much energy that can go to other processes, right? So my first thought was, all right, I'm gonna limit the times that I eat. So for a while there, I ate for once a day. So now that I'm fasting with the intent of getting my brain it's just a reset for real, because I started leaning into some more dietary habits that I don't really love, and that's human and that's okay, but one thing leads to the next and you stack habits, and there you are eating like your 250,000 pound self again. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to take footsteps into that direction and enjoy the things that life has to offer, but you got to know when to nip it in the bud. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is, when you get into that realm of just pleasing yourself on a physical level, you end up you're just pleasing yourself on a physical level. You end up like a physical person, right? So your drives are physical, your inspirations are physical, your motivations are physical. And when I say that, I mean that like with the creativity thing, you with the creativity thing, that is a faculty that exists up here somewhere, right? Or maybe even beyond, depending on who's telling you, right? And the food and the desire thing is down here, right? So if you can, if your drives are down here, motivated down here, some of the coolest shit is up here. And I don't know, maybe I'm like lying to myself as I'm saying it. Maybe I'm lying to myself. But because there are plenty of people who are very much successful, very much some of the dopest creatives, and they don't fast. So who am I kidding? That brings me to point three. I'm just observing to see what happens if I fast for 3 days. So this is gonna be a 3 day fast. So I'm observing who I become, what kind of thoughts I have, uh, where I put my energy, if I feel lack of energy, if I feel a lot of energy. So this being day one, it's kind of normal for me to be hungry up until like 3 and maybe eat. Or even I during the summer I ate once a day and I ate like around, let's say, 8:39. So that was normal. I guess it's abnormal now when I'm like feeling hunger at 12:30, but I'm about to go to bed anyway. I feel pretty. So that leads me to the point observation the observation side of it. What did I experience today? Did I feel more less driven based on material desires? No. I wanted food a lot. I felt myself being pulled towards like just food topics, like thinking about food. What would I eat right now? Just trying to ignore it and stuff like that. But I did realize for a long time, like in the last few weeks, I struggled with not like just taking a moment to be present and not be watching something, listening to something, even the best stuff like YouTube, how I watch knowledgeable videos like intellectual videos. I struggled with like just sitting there and just being in the moment. I always like I drive all day for work, so while all all day I'm listening to music, I have to listen to YouTube, I have to listen to something. I was creeping back into my TikTok scrolling, and even yesterday when I deleted TikTok again, which is normal for me, I I like craving had the craving to be on TikTok, to get on TikTok, something. So I'm trying to substitute with YouTube. I'm realizing YouTube is not enough, but I'm still like, nah, I'm not going to download it again. So today I kind of got back into that mode where I didn't need anything. I didn't need music. I didn't want it. I kind of just wanted to just like zone out into my own thoughts. And, I think I had some really exciting thoughts as far as just like with my brain being able to be open up again and just think about what I really want to think about. And it is true, like like the energy isn't being put into my belly, isn't being put into body stuff. So, but I feel less energy. I feel like I have less energy to spend on like physical things like moving around and wanting to talk and stuff. But the least energy taxing thing to do is just like thinking and ideas and stuff. So like I was having some great ideas and just having fun, just ideating. You know what I'm saying? I was ideating about things that I'm genuinely excited about, and just having that moment to not listen to anything, not want to listen to anything, music or even knowledge. Likewise, I mean, don't get me wrong, I did listen to a lot of stuff, but but I do try to just when I'm around people just be normal and not allude to like the fact that I'm fasting, because I don't want it to be a conversation. Like it's kind of annoying, but for the most part, like conversation flow is normal. I guess I guess sometimes it's hard to give that energy to like my daughter, who's a very high energy person because she's a child. I found myself not being able to give that much energy to the conversation, but I'm still present. I'm still trying to be a part of it. And, it's just really for now like less investment of my energy into things. Even I was playing the video game, you can see me on live at Eero Sport GTS. I was on live and I just I'm having fun with the game. I'm not all turned up and stuff like that. But that's my observation for day one. And hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. Actually, I should be back tomorrow because I'm starting my observation, because my observations are happening on the video. So and I'm not writing them down. So if that's something I'm doing on video, then I have to show up to do it consistently for day 2 and day 3. I want to eat bad. Like I'm hungry right now. You know what I'm saying? I came in the house and they were eating a good meal. It just looks so much better. But I know what I got to do. I'm locking in. So that's the late night convo with Mr. Contaste. Mr. Contaste. 12:30 right now, and I'm gonna post this, and I see y'all folks tomorrow. Peace out.